Hello, good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today a devlog has been released that reveals the stats of the new German Battlecruisers, the Incomparable, and two new ships, the Tier 8 Premium German Battleship Brandenburg and the Tier 6 German Destroyer Karl von Schöenberg. So we're going to go ahead and dive right on in. As always, if you wish to read along as I read aloud, link is in the description down below. I'll also throw up any relevant images or artwork from this devlog up on screen as we go through them. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into it. So, in 10.7, we're introducing a branch of German battleships, British Tier 10 Battleship Incomparable, German Tier 8 Battleship Brandenburg, and Tier 6 Destroyer Karl von Schöenberg. Please note that all information in the devlog is preliminary, announced adjustments and features may change multiple times during testing. The final information will be published on our game's website. The following researchable German battleships will be added to the game in the upcoming closed testing session. The Tier 3 Von der Tann, the Tier 4 the Moltke, the Tier 5 the Derfflinger, the Tier 6 the Mackensen, the Tier 7 the Prince Heinrich, the Tier 8 the Zeiten, the Tier 9 the Prince Ruprecht, and the Tier 10 the Schlief, and all of which we've gone through before. But we finally have their stats right here. And again, their general characteristics according to the devlog is that they have torpedoes with a high range, a large number of secondaries with high accuracy, low visibility, availability of the hydroacoustic search consumable, which is like what the German cruisers get and what the Tier 8 and above German battleships get. The fast damage control team consumable with an accelerated reload time relative to the standard damage control party. So, is this the same as the specialized damage control teams that the Soviets get? And they have a limited number of charges. This is some new information that they've included here with the hydro and fast damage control team. But let's go ahead and take a look at their stats now, because that is available. Alright, we're going to go through like the most important battleships stats like gun caliber, reload time, range, and of course their concealment and their secondaries. There's of course a whole host of other stats available, and again, if you want to look at that, please check out the link down below. But let's start with the Von der Tann, the Tier 3. So, oh wow, okay. So at Tier 3, she has 16mm plating. I'm not sure. Okay, that could be its plating, but it could have maybe an icebreaker bow, or it could be a typo. I mean, I don't think it'd have 26mm plating at Tier 3. But 36,500 hit points. She has 8 283mm guns with a 14km firing range and a reload time of, where is it at? 26 seconds, okay? And a sigma of 1.5, not that accurate, but she has 10 150s, 4 88s for secondaries with a range of 4 kilometers, and again, these have good accuracy. Oh no, I just saw the damage con. Okay, so fast damage control team, it's active for 10 seconds, it reloads in 40 seconds, but you get 4 charges of it. Oh, it's just like the Soviet damage con. Oh no. And then she gets repair party. Okay, Tier 4, the Moltke, or Moltke, how do you say it? 40,800 hit points, 19mm plating, 5x2 283s again, with a 15.4km firing range, a sigma of 1.5, 28-second reload time, 12 150s, 8 88s for secondaries, both with a range of 4.8 kilometers this time, and again, 4 fast damage cons, and 1 repair party. Well, I mean repair party, but they don't say the number of charges. I'm going to assume it's the normal battleship charges. Okay. What's the concealment for? I mean, it's low tier, so it's not going to be great. 10 kilometers for the Tier 4, and let's see, where's it at? Okay, it is at 10.4 for the Tier 3 as well. It's actually not terrible by low tier standards. Okay, the Tier 5, the Derfflinger, 19mm plating, 47,600 hit points, 4x2 305 with a 16km firing range, reload time of 24 seconds, and a sigma of 1.6, so getting a little bit better at Tier 5. Secondaries 12 150s, 8 88s with a 5km firing range now, which once you build into it, I think you can get that up to a little around 7-8 kilometers maybe, with the flag and the modules and captain skills, maybe. Well, no, you don't really get the module. Well, you know, the second module does do that. The what is it? Auxiliary Armaments Mod 2 does increase the range a little bit. And again, she still has the fast damage con. Same thing, 10-second duration of time, 40-second recharge time, and you get 4 charges and just repair party. Alright, the Mackensen, which is the PEF. So 52,300 hit points, 25mm plating, that's a lot better. 4x2 350s with a 16.6 kilometer firing range and a reload time of 28 seconds, and you get the 14 by 1 150s and the 8 by 1 88s with a 5.6 kilometer firing range, which again you can get those up to around 8ish with the build. Detection range is 13.2 kilometers base, and you get fast damage con, again 4 charges, same as before, repair party, and hydro. Okay, the Prince Heinrich, the tier 7, 25mm plating, again that's decent at this tier, actually that's quite good at this tier. 56,300 hit points, 4x2 380s, so 15-inch at tier 7. You know, getting a little Gneisenau here, but you get 8 of them. Firing range of 18.6 kilometers, quite decent for tier 7 actually. 28-second reload time, 1.6 Sigma, same as the Mackensen. Torpedoes, 2x4 533s, and did the Mackensen get torpedoes? The Mackensen did not get torpedoes. Okay. 2x4 533s, maximum damage 13,700, 10 kilometer range, 50 knot speed, and they reload 110 seconds. Alright. Secondaries on the Prince Heinrich, 6x2 105s, 12x1 150s. Okay. So the 105s and the 150s, like, the 150s aren't bad, but the sweet spot for German secondaries are the 128s. That's what I'm really going to be looking for going forward. The 128 with the German HE pins can pin 32. That's what really makes them so sweet. But I haven't seen any of those so far. And granted, it's just at tier 7, but the Gneisenau does get those at tier 7. And again, fast damage con, repair party, and hydro. Alright, the Z-10, the ship that stole Grashby's superstructure. A hit point 62,900, 27mm plating at tier 8. Okay, so thinner armor for tier 8. I mean, it is the Battlecruiser. Makes sense. 3x2 406s. Okay, 16-inch guns at tier 8. That's not bad. Firing range 19.1 kilometers. Alright. Sigma of 1.7. Dispersion of 209. Torpedo tubes 2x4 533s. Maximum damage 16,533. Range 12 kilometers. Speed 50 knots. Reload time 110 seconds. Secondaries 8x2 105s, and that's it. Okay. Concealment is 15.3. That's not very stealthy at all. I mean, at tier 8 you can get the module and the captain skill, so it'll bring it down a bit, but I was expecting something a bit more than that, based upon their description. Remember, that's only 4 kilometers away from its maximum firing range. Okay. But again, fast damage con, repair, and hydro. Okay. Okay, so the Prince Rupert, the tier 9. 63,900 with 27mm plating. And you get 4x2 4.6s. Okay. Firing range of 19.5 kilometers. Reload time of 28 seconds. Maximum dispersion of 212 and a sigma of 1.7. Torpedo tubes 4x4, 533mm, 16,533 maximum damage, 12 kilometer range, and 50 knot speed. They reload 140 seconds. Secondaries 10x2 105s and 6x2 150s. Oh no. I would assume they would give them the 128s if they were going to get them by now. Okay. Detectability range is 15.6 still, with a, what was the firing range? The firing range was 19.5, so still 19.5 kilometers. Okay, still not that stealthy. Okay. So fast damage con is still 4 charges, 10-second duration of time, 40-second reload time, repair party, and hydro. Alright, the Schlieffen. So surely they would give this one 128s. Hit point 70,600, plating 27 millimeters at tier 10. Main battery 4x2 420mm guns, so she gets 8 of her first guns. The firing range of 20 kilometers. Maximum HE shell damage of 4,600. And AP shell damage of 12,950. Reload time of 28 seconds. Maximum dispersion of 217 meters with a 1.7 sigma. Okay, torpedo tubes 4x4 533s. 60,533 maximum damage. Range of 13.5 kilometers. Speed of 50 knots. They reload 160 seconds. Secondaries 12x2 105s. And then 8x2 150s. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So, they gave him 105s. Which is only really good against destroyers and some light cruisers because they can't pin 32. And at tier 10, there's a lot of 32. And having secondaries that can pin 32 millimeters of armor is a godsend for the German battleships. But these German battleships can't do that. So you'd have to build into IFHE, which I don't think you can you even take that with battleships anymore? I never took it in the first place because it cut the fire chance in half for everything, so I never took it. But I don't think you can actually even take that anymore, in which case these secondaries are useless. I mean, you're going to be tickling destroyers and cruisers, and light cruisers fine, but you run into some heavy cruisers and battleships. 8.3 kilometer maximum range though without modules or captain skill, so you can of course get those out pretty far. So fast damage con, repair party, and hydro. God dang. Yeah, that's kind of a buzzkill that the secondaries are mostly 105s. So major buzzkill. So the plating hit points are, of course, on the low side. These are Battlecruisers, I understand that. What's their maximum speed? So 34 knots for the tier 10, 32 knots for the tier 9. This is, of course, without the signal flag. 31 knots for the tier 8, 28 knots for the tier 7, 28 knots for the tier 6, 26 knots for the tier 5, 28 knots for the tier 4, 27 knots for the tier 3. Okay, so they're faster for their tier, although not as fast as I'd like to see at the higher tier to really distinguish them as battle cruisers. Although the Schlieffen with the single flag on, you probably get that up to what, 36, 37 knots, which will be pretty quick. But yeah, so they're not as stealthy as they were described. The secondaries aren't as good as the normal line secondaries. They're going to be squishy because of their armor, of course. So yeah, they give up a lot for those torps. And the fast damage con, I don't think that's going to work out well. It works out well on the Soviet battleships because the Soviet battleships' armor is so darn good that you can, of course, give up the damage, having a limited charge of damage con, and still be a pretty darn tanky battleship. Especially when you get up to some of the higher tier Soviet battleships, their armor is just like a middle finger to HE. They only really have to worry about fires. But yeah, so God, this was a huge buzzkill for me for these ships. Now this is all in testing, and I'm sure some of this is going to change. Giving it the normal damage con, I think, would be the right move. And with this armor plating that I'm seeing and the hit pool that I'm seeing, they could give it something like the Massachusetts' damage con cooldown time, and I think they'd still be okay. But this limited number of damage cons, I don't see this working out well for them. So yeah, massive buzzkill there. But let's look on to the rest of the dev blog. All right, the Incomparable. This is, of course, the massive battle cruiser that was designed for the Royal Navy with 20-inch guns. So let's see, what did they add? Okay, right here. The battleship is notable for her good speed, slim armor, and powerful AA. Incomparable is equipped with the engine boost, repair party, and the standard for the British destroyers, short-range hydro search consumables. It's got like a 2-kilometer range. What the heck? The best tactic would be to play at medium range, taking into account the ship's low firing range and good concealment. Let's see what they call good concealment for a British ship. Alright, Incomparable. Hit points 70,000. Plating 25 millimeters, so Slava plating, which means 15-inch can go right through it. Main battery, of course, 3x2 508s. Firing range 17.6 kilometers. What's your maximum HE damage? 7,400. Maximum AP shell damage 19,500. 85 millimeter of armor pin. 55% chance of causing a fire. Of course, it's British BBHE. But anyway, let's see. Reload time 28 seconds. Maximum dispersion 196 meters. Sigma 2.0. Torpedo tubes 2x5 533s. Maximum damage 16,767. Range 12 kilometers. And the torps go 62 knots. And they reload in 96 seconds. What the heck? Let's see. Instead of choosing between wide and narrow spreads, captains can choose to fire off individual torpedoes. Okay, so it's British torp launchers. Secondary armor, she has 11x2 102s. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Maximum speed 33 knots. Turning circle radius 1160 meters. Rough shift time 16 seconds. Surface detectability 13.5 kilometers. That's stealthy, alright? Like, when you tell me a ship is stealthy, a 13.5 kilometer base detection range, that's stealthy, not 15 and change. Although, of course, 15 and change is stealthier than the main line, I guess, if you're comparing it to that. Alright, so she gets damage con, repair party, normal repair party, engine boost, which is a 10% boost to the speed, and it's active for 180 seconds. Short range hydroacoustic search, but they don't give the distance. I think, was it 2 kilometers, 4 kilometers? I think, if it's the one the British DDs have. I haven't gone up that line yet, so I'm not 100% sure. And she gets fighter or spotter. Wow. Sounds like a lot better battlecruiser than the Germans, TBH. Of course, it's got 20-inch guns. It's got less plating than like the Schlieffen, though, but it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good derpy type of Mimi boat. I hope it's for like research bureau points or like coal and not steel, though. It seems like it's going to be a pretty fun ship. Alright, let's look at the Karl von Schöenberg, the Tier 6 Premium DD. A variant of the Type 34 destroyer project, a comparatively large ship for its class, armed with cruiser-caliber artillery. The destroyer is armed with 450mm main battery guns and 4 turrets with a huge salvo weight for a destroyer. Karl von Schöenberg is equipped with the engine boost and repair party. And unlike the German researchable destroyers, Schöenberg does not have access to the smoke generator hydroacoustic search consumables. Due to her good firing range and powerful artillery, the destroyer performs best in mid-range combat, dealing damage with its powerful AP shells against poorly armored targets. This seems like, was this like a test bed for the new German DD line? Let's take a look at her stats now. Alright, so the Schöenberg. Hit point 16,500, 16mm plating, 4x1 150s, firing range 11.9 kilometers, maximum AP shell damage 3,700, with initial AP shell velocity of 835 meters a second. Reload time 7 seconds. Alright. Maximum dispersion 104 meters. Not... Okay, so it doesn't have the crazy accuracy of the German split, though. Okay. Sigma of 2.0. Torpedo tubes 2x4 533s. Maximum damage 13,700. Range 8 kilometers. Speed 65 knots. They reload in 90 seconds. So you get damage con repair party, which is active for 10 seconds. Regens 165 HP per second. She gets 3 charges of that and reloads in 80 seconds in engine boost. Okay, so it seems like, just really a heavy-hitting German DD down at Tier 6, alright? And finally, the Brandenburg, the Tier 8 premium German battleship. A project of a battleship developed in Germany in the late 1930s that distinguished from the Bismarck class by its armament of 12 305mm guns. In addition to the numerous main battery guns, the ship stands out for having a large number of secondaries as well as 2 4-tube torpedo launchers. Brandenburg is equipped with the repair party consumable on one slot and the choice between fighter and spotting aircraft and the other. This, from my understanding, is actually what the Odin was supposed to be, but they didn't go with this design. They went with, well, the Odin. And now they're releasing this one. So let's see her stat. Hit points 58,800, a little bit more than Odin. Plating 32mm. I do wonder if it's going to have Odin's like crazy armor, where it's like nigh impenetrable from the bow or stern by AP. But since it still has 58,000 hit points, I'm guessing it doesn't. That's the reason why Odin's health kept going down, because it was a pretty tough nut to crack. Alright, so 4x3, 305, so 12 of Odin's guns. Firing range 18.5 kilometers. And it has a reload time of 28 seconds. And a maximum dispersion of 245 meters. And a sigma of 1.6. Whoa, buddy. What's its range? Is its range only 18.5 and a maximum dispersion of 245 at that range? Oh my god. Dang. Wow, okay. Torpedo tubes 2x4 533s, maximum damage 13,700, range 6 kilometers. I'm pretty sure these are the same torpedoes that the Odin has. And they reload in 90 seconds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, so 10x2 105s with a range of 7.6 kilometers and 6x2 150s. Odin gets 128s, does it not? Or am I dreaming? I'm pretty sure the Odin has 128. Yeah, Odin has 128. So this is not a secondary build German battleship. This is going to be a main battery build. Even though you have 10x2, so you have more. The 105s, you don't get the pins of the 128s. So, in my opinion, not worth it, especially for a Tier 8 battleship. So this is going to be a main battery build German BB that's incredibly inaccurate. Okay, so damage con, repair party, fighter and spotter. No hydro though. Odin gets hydro. Okay. What's just the concealment range? Detectability 16.2 kilometers. Oh my god. 18.9 kilometer firing range, and 16.2 kilometer surface range. I'm not one to dump on a ship based upon its stats, but Brandenburg, with that detection range and I mean, like, it's a main battery ship. Seems to be a main battery focused ship, but it's got 305mm guns and not something more useful at tiers 8, like 14-inch or 15-inch. So it's not really like a sniper that can really punch something really hard. It seems like it wants to be a mid-range ship, especially with that accuracy, but then the secondaries are only 105. So sure, you can build into them, but like that they're only going to be useful against DDs and light cruisers. And then the main battery guns are they're punchy against ships that show you their broadside, especially with 12 of them for sure. But once they show you their broadside and the angle after that, you can't really get any follow-up shots in. So, but like with 12 guns, the HE, we might be able to get a nice little damage farm going on in there. And if it does have the Odin's armor, it's going to be a tough little ship. But it's just like, if they give it the 128s, I think it has some promise. But with 105s, I don't think so. Oh god, so quite a roller coaster of a couple of days with these dev blogs, guys. With the German Battlecruisers being announced and us finally being able to see their stats. Now again, this is all in testing. Hopefully they'll get some changes made to them. Like I said, I think a good place to start the changes would be with giving it the normal damage con. And going from there, like the higher tier ships, I especially after tier 8, these German BCs should definitely be equipped with the 128s, I think, or maybe more 150s to compensate for that. But yeah, but we'll see how they go throughout the testing process. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're at 30,000 subs, just past 27,000 a few days ago. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.